Congressman Pete Sessions is launching a caucus said to reduce waste and fraud in the federal government. It's called the Delivering Outstanding Government Efficiency, or DOGE Caucus. Congressman Sessions, who represents Texas in District 17, is co-chairing the caucus, and he joins us tonight with more on their goals. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Delighted. This is an important issue for voters and for people back in Texas. Delivering government efficiency is one of the most important things that will be represented by the change of the new president, President Trump in Washington. Government efficiency, making government not only effective, but working with people because we pay for the government and we want better services. And that's what we have intentionally said, outstanding services, not normal.
Yes, sir. Can you tell us more about why you decided to launch this caucus?
I can. As chairman of the subcommittee responsible in Congress for government oversight, federal workforce, as well as government programs that fit underneath under government reform, where we have oversight of them. This federal government, it is estimated by federal workers and federal offices that we had $1.7 trillion worth of waste, fraud, and abuse the last 3 years. This waste, fraud, and abuse diminishes not only the effectiveness of government agencies, but it takes away from people who were expecting the government to provide them goods and services that they needed. And so we have now a president of the United States who's going to offer the same type of feedback. As you know, the president has said that he will have Elon Musk heading this up for the administration, and Congress is trying to match that effort.
How do you plan on working with President-elect Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency?
Well, the most important thing that we can do is spot the things that we have recognized for the last 4 years. This subcommittee, which I chair, has for 4 years gathered information about the inefficiency of government and the fraud and waste that has occurred. That is a great place to start. You start with things that are not just big ticket items, but you start with things that the government has been poorly performing on. An example of these is the fire that we had in Lahaina, Hawaii. It turned out to be the most expensive one-time event in the history of FEMA. And FEMA spent $3 billion, and yet it should have all been accomplished within a year. We are now moving well into the second year, and it is going to cost another $1 billion. These are the kinds of things that government, when they come and get involved, they should do their job, leave town, and be prepared for the next issue. And FEMA did not do that and continues to allow the state of Hawaii, because the governor wants to stretch things out, to pay the price.
What are some of the goals when it comes to this caucus in the short term and in the long term?
Well, the short term is that the efficiencies that will be gained come from not funding activities. There are some 167 programs right now across government to help people with finding a job, for providing money to all these programs rather than merging them into, let's say, 4 or 5 different areas. It might be veterans, it might be disabled people. It would not go into one, but we've got 167 programs that we need to not fund. We need to fund the ones that work. We need to merge them together, and in law, make sure we match exactly how the president wants to make these occur within the agency and within the designation of people who would be responsible and then become very efficient at getting it done.
What does this mean for us here in the Brazos Valley?
It means a lot, because not only do we look up and see where there is wasted money, but it also hurts in the efficiency when people want and need help. I mentioned FEMA earlier, and FEMA has been a constant messaging element about what is not working properly. But on the day-to-day issues, we have oversight by government from agencies that are all over Central Texas. It could be that it is something dealing with the EPA. It could be something that is dealt with out of agriculture. We need these programs. Instead of them having such raw power, we need them to have a working relationship with the state. I see where the federal government, for instance, in education, rather than spending the money in Washington, D.C. and pushing down political objectives that, let's say, an administration wanted this last time, to moving them to Texas and letting Texas have that money, the authority, and the responsibility to develop people that would be here to the best of their needs. And I think this is important, that we pass along the authority and the responsibility where states are willing to take those.
Congressman Sessions, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak with us about this.
Thank you very much.